Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. I'm Fredicia Liebird. The Indian High Commissioner to St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. K.J. Srinivasa, paid a courtesy call on Minister of Culture in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, on Tuesday, February 18th, 2020.
We are indeed delighted to welcome the Indian High Commissioner. This is not his first visit. He was here last year, and we are indeed delighted to welcome him back. And so we look forward to the discussions that we're going to be having this morning, and we look forward to the continued great relations that we have between St. Kitts and Nevis. So on behalf of my ministry, I want to especially welcome both of you gentlemen to Nevis, and we trust that we'll have our fruitful discussions, and we trust that the relations between St. Kitts and Nevis will continue to grow from strength to strength.
Dr. Srinivasa expressed thanks to Minister Evelyn for accommodating him.
It's indeed a pleasure to be in Nevis this time around, and last time, as you pointed out, I was here in September for my credentials, and I had hoped that I will be coming here quite frequently, but this time was a bit amiss, but I assure you that I'll be back pretty soon. For me, personally, I feel that we can work a lot together, especially with various aspects like agro-processing, with scholarships, with infrastructure building, and at the same time, cultural relations, because no civilization or no country is complete without taking care of its youth, its culture, its history, and its traditions. So I think we have a rich history in India, over 5,000 years old, and at the same time we feel that we can work together with all developing countries, especially through the South-South cooperation, getting cultural troops from India, or working on training people in various aspects of art, dance, and music. So I'm very glad to be here, and sir, looking forward to the discussions.
Also present at the meeting was Vijayakumar K, Councillor in the Commerce and Development Corporation. The newly appointed St. Kitts and Nevis Probation and Child Welfare Board held a meeting in Nevis on Tuesday, February 18th at the Ingle Blackett Conference Room and met with Minister of Youth, the Honorable Eric Evelyn. Minister Evelyn expressed thanks to two of the divisions who make up the board, Palsy Wilkin and Ermelita Elliott.
I want to especially thank all of you who are serving on this very important, what I would call institution. And I want to particularly thank Mrs. Wilkin and Mrs. Elliott, who have consented to serve from the Nevis end. And we are delighted that they are part of the board, and we know that they are persons who have been in education for some time, who have dealt with children before, and they would have the best interests of our children at heart.
He then outlined what he expects from the board.
I am very anxious to hear what the board will be doing, the mandate of the board, but to my limited knowledge, I know that the board is constituted to look after the affairs of our children, our young people in St. Kitts and Nevis, children under the age of 18. And of course, we know that our children nowadays are exposed to a lot of undesirables. Undesirables in the community, undesirables in school, undesirables even in the comfort of their own homes. And so I believe that this board is charged with looking after the affairs of our children to make sure that our children in St. Kitts and Nevis are safe. Our children, they are the future leaders. They are the future doctors, the future teachers of tomorrow. And we must ensure that our children are brought up and nurtured properly.
Chairman of the board, Maurice Williams, outlined the overall purpose of the implementation of the board.
It was established by law in 1994, basically to provide care and protection for children in the Federation. So as not to be confused with the expression care and protection of children, which for most part has always been misconstrued by the members of the community. Each time persons in the community about the Probation and Child Welfare Board or Child Protection in St. Kitts or in Nevis, there's a general impression that the mandate of the agencies and of the board generally is to remove people's children from their care. Far from that. We are mandated to ensure that each child in the Federation enjoys the right to live and grow as children, free from all of the effects of child abuse and neglect. And in doing so, we are guided by what the legislation outlines.
A number of other members from St. Kitts were present, as well as employees in the Ministry of Social Development on Nevis. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, will host his monthly press conference on Thursday, February 27th, 2020 at 10 a.m. It will be held at the Cabinet Room on the second floor of the Social Security Building at Penny's Estate. Premier Brantley will provide an update on matters of national interest, and members of the press will have the opportunity to ask questions. The press conference will be broadcast live on the Nevis Island Administration's Nevis Television NTV Channel 99, NevisTVOnline.com, NTV Go Up, Nevis Television Facebook page, and Nevis Newscast YouTube channel. Still to come, PM Harris leads delegation to 31st Intersessional Meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government taking place in Barbados. The details right after this break.
Nevis Historical and Conservation Society presents its 4th edition of Evening with the Arts. This international affair will feature the cultures and traditions of the various immigrant groups on the island of Nevis. The main event is a fashion show dubbed New to You, a presentation of clothing made from recycled materials, and the first ever recycled wear wedding by Mavis Paris and students of the Charlestown Secondary School. Come and regale yourselves in various delicacies and entertainment in a night of fun, food, and splendor on Saturday, February 22nd, 2020 from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the grounds of Hamilton House. Tickets cost US $40 or EC $100 and are available at the Museum of Nevis History. See you there.
Welcome back. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris leads a delegation onto the 31st Intersessional Meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community CARICOM on Tuesday, February 18th, 2020 in Bridgetown, Barbados. The St. Kitts Nevis delegation comprises the Premier of Nevis and Minister of Foreign Affairs in the Team Unity Administration, the Honorable Mark Brantley, along with Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ms. Kay Bass, and Press Secretary, Ms. Valencia Grant. Prime Minister Harris and his fellow heads of government are expected to discuss CARICOM's advocacy against blacklisting, de-risking, and the withdrawal of correspondent banking services, which remain of special concern to the Caribbean community. The heads of government will also discuss their efforts to secure resilience in the Caribbean community, such as digital transformation initiatives. This week's 31st Intersessional Meeting will also address the regional approach to the coronavirus, as well as non-communicable diseases. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis serves as lead spokesman for the Caribbean Community CARICOM on health. A press release from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force says at least one person was being questioned on Sunday, February 16, 2020, in relation to the creation and dissemination of a false missing person poster. The information was presented similar to that of an official police missing person poster, but has been proven to be a hoax. The police were able to confirm that the individual named on the poster was in a good condition and at home with family. The High Command strongly denounces acts such as this, which are meant to maliciously deceive the public. Missing person reports are very serious matters. The impact of such incidents are far-reaching and have a negative effect on families, society, and the state. Agencies such as the police allocate large amounts of resources to these cases. Every missing person report brought to the attention of the police, officially and unofficially, is treated with the highest level of urgency and seriousness. They each result in the start of an investigation. The High Command therefore warns persons against making false reports and manipulating official police material to create false documents and images. This type of behavior will not be tolerated. The police also encourages media houses to be vigilant by verifying information before sharing it with the public, as they stand to mislead the public when they fail to do so. Several media houses shared the false poster without first confirming its authenticity with the police, who strongly discourages this practice. It is procedural for the police to disseminate official information to media houses first and to make themselves available to respond to queries. The police are in search of additional individuals in relation to the incident. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.
The Department of Gender Affairs, in collaboration with Amikasi Millinery and Accessories, are offering a beginner's millinery hat course. March 16th to 20th, 2020, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Department of Gender Affairs Conference Room. Registration fee $50. Deadline February 28th, 2020. For further information, contact 469-5521, extension 6750. Go on, you owe it to yourselves.